The measure would prohibit the use of certain pesticides on lawns and also on certain county-owned property. This was the fourth work session on the bill, and at this latest meeting, Transportation and Environment Committee Chair Roger Berliner proposed an alternative with the goal of instead reducing the use of pesticides, and it was approved by the committee.
What this measure does is it calls for a 50% reduction in the use of pesticides in our county over the next 3 years. And if we don't achieve that, to really look and say, okay, we need to do more. And in the meantime, we're going to protect children at playgrounds and at tot lots, public and private. And we're saying to our public, when you use pesticides, you need to sign a form that shows you're aware of the risks and aware of the alternatives. So we increase awareness.
You know, you can't go from 0 to 60 in these kinds of initiatives. What we're looking at here is the most aggressive approach to pesticides in the nation. And that's the issue. That's a great thing.
72% felt that we should go ahead with Bill 5214. Now,
However, Council President George Leventhal, the original bill's lead sponsor, says he has received thousands of letters and correspondence in favor of his measure. He says he will continue to push for stricter rules regarding pesticides until the council takes a final vote.
the bill that the committee has approved does not prohibit the use of toxic chemicals on private lawns, and these are chemicals that are clearly known to be associated with a range of cancers, respiratory illnesses, and others. They aren't needed to maintain a green and healthy lawn, and so we really shouldn't be using them.
Also approved by the committee was an amendment from Councilmember Tom Hucker that bans pesticide use on county playgrounds, both public and private.
If you want to affect the people that are going to be the most closely affected and the most vulnerable, you want to certainly get it to playgrounds. And I think we can tolerate a weed or two here or there. The Parks Department stipulated that they're willing to mechanically remove weeds the way many of us do in our lawns, the old-fashioned way, rather than just spraying pesticides, soaking our playgrounds with pesticides, because I don't want that, and I was very pleasantly surprised today to find out my colleagues don't want that either.
The regulation of pesticides is the shared responsibility of federal, state, and local governments, and there is concern that the bill in its current form would be preempted by the state. In the meantime, Councilmember Berliner says that the council will move ahead responsibly in implementing any legislation.
It will be the strongest anti-pesticide measure any major jurisdiction in the United States has adopted. Our job isn't simply to cede to the advocates' will, it is to be responsible in how we move this issue forward. And I feel like this does this in the most responsible way I knew how.
In Rockville, I'm Susan Kennedy for County Report This Week.